ended up in the emergency room at 2 in the morning on my wedding anniversary in Tennessee. Last week, on the 13th at 2 in the morning, my husband, Carlos, had to rush me to the emergency room. And the story I'm gonna tell you guys is crazy. So the craziest part about the story is just that something like this has never happened to me. I've never had any issues with what happened. And now I'm really freaked out by it. But I'm gonna tell you guys the story right now. This all started on the 12th of April when we decided that as a family, we were going to have an epic seafood boil. We've been planning it for over a week. We found out that if you go to Publix, which is like a local grocery store, and you order just a ton of seafood, they'll make it for you, they'll season it for you, you take it home and you just have an epic seafood boil. My family's been planning this seafood boil for like over a week. Like we were all super excited and we decided we were gonna do it on Saturday so that Jimmy could be there. But real quick, before I get started with that part, let me just tell you that earlier in the day, I was really excited because I had a delicious lobster sandwich. And I was like, dang, this is so good. It was from a local food truck. But I'll tell you right now that it was very yummy, but it immediately made my stomach hurt so bad. And I was just like, wow, maybe that wasn't that great of crab. Anyways, I forget about that, I move on. Later that night, you guys, here's what happens on the 12th of April. We get that giant seafood boil. It is 15 pounds of crab, okay? Shrimp, sausage, potatoes, corn, you name it. It was a whole feast that we had planned as a family. I was beyond excited. It was a lot of seafood. Way more than we ever thought we actually needed. And so that night I ate so much crab because I didn't want it to go to waste. We all spent like a lot of money on this. It's like a really cool meal. So I ate like a ton of crab that night. So after eating all this crab, I of course have major stomach problems after because one, I ate a ton of crab and I dipped it all in butter. So I'm definitely just assuming that, yeah, maybe my stomach didn't like that I did that, but definitely not an issue. I just think like, man, my stomach was like not happy that I ate a bunch of food like that. But I didn't think too much of it until a few hours later, I started developing hives. And I definitely was like, oop, a little hive here, one here, and like they were itchy, but they were super little hives. And I was even telling my sister, Missy, and I was showing Missy and Brian my little hives that I had. I had like one on my tummy, and I had like one on my arm. No big deal, they were very little. And they were fading quickly, so I wasn't too worried about it. And it's not unusual for me to get hives actually. Like sometimes I do just get random little hives here and there that disappear. No big deal. Big deal later. So as the night progresses, I start getting more hives. And I'm like, that's weird. Like they're itchy, but they're so little. Like they're just like little hives and I'm just like itchy. And then a little hive pops up and then 10 minutes later it goes away. And I'm like, that's strange. And I remember Missy even telling me, what if you're allergic to shellfish? And I was like, haha, that'd be so funny. Like, that's not how this works anyways. If you're allergic to something, you're gonna like go in the full-on like anaphylaxis and you're gonna like shut down. You're not just gonna like gradually get hives and then like all of a sudden you're allergic to shellfish. Plus, I've been eating shellfish my whole life. One of my favorite meals ever is literally having seafood. I love seafood. I'm thinking to myself, you can't just develop like a shellfish allergy, like that'd be ridiculous. And I remember even at dinner that night, Brian had somehow brought up a shellfish allergy and I literally had mentioned and joked about how much a shellfish allergy would suck. I was like, that would be such a bummer. Like, if you have a shellfish allergy, you no longer can like enjoy things because you have to be super careful about cross-contamination. Everywhere you go, you have to tell people like, oh, I'm allergic to shellfish, please don't do this or I could die. Like, I was kind of not making fun of it, but I definitely was like, that'd be such a bummer. That'd be such a bummer, especially for someone like me who loves seafood and loves shellfish. Later that night, I start getting itchier and I start getting more hives. And at this point, I'm starting to freak out a little bit going, this is not right. It's probably like 10 o'clock now and I'm like in and out of my mom's room because we're in Tennessee staying in my mom's house, you know? And I'm in and out of my mom's room like, look at this new hive, look at this, like I'm getting hives everywhere and they're itchy. And I'm taking pictures, I'll show you guys some pictures here, you know. And the real biggest kicker here is that I'm talking to ChatGPT like they're my best friend and I'm like, what happens if you like get itchy and have hives and have tummy problems after eating crab? And ChatGPT was like, that could be a shellfish allergy. You probably should like take Benadryl and maybe you need to go to the doctor, blah, blah. I ignore ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT is being dramatic for sure. I was like, dramatic, I'm not going to the hospital for this. But around 11 o'clock, the itching starts to get worse. And this time it's starting to come around my neck and it's coming up to my face. And I'm definitely like, oh wow, this is not good. I'm definitely thinking in my head that now I do have a shellfish allergy, but that it's not gonna get worse than this, obviously. Like, I just need to go take some Benadryl. So finally at 11 at night, I'm texting my sister like, do you have any Benadryl? And she's like, yep. So Carlos goes down to my sister's house and gets me Benadryl. I'm like, okay, take some Benadryl and I'll be fine. And the real thing about Benadryl is that it's gonna make me sleepy. So I'm gonna be like really tired and go to bed. It's like 11 o'clock at night too, so it makes sense. So at this point, here's a picture of me documenting a little bit of like what's going on. Like, you can tell that my neck is red, but I'm not like swollen. I don't look like I'm having like some severe reaction. I just am like red. My chin is really red. I was super itchy on my chin and my neck, and my hands were very itchy. And I feel like once I took the Benadryl that my hives calmed down, but that my face and neck and my hands were really bothering me. Well, around 11:30 at night, I decided it's bedtime. This is the part where I think I made the biggest mistake, was going to bed, because I think that was just probably like a weird decision. Like, I definitely had that motto, like, I'm just gonna sleep this off. Like, I took Benadryl, it needs to kick in, I'm just gonna go to bed. And I remember how hard it was to go to bed. I was very uncomfortable. I was having a very numb feeling in my face. I didn't feel swollen, but I was very numb in the face, and like, when I scrunched my face up, it kind of like would hurt. Like, my face would hurt, almost like, you know, when you're coming off numbing from the dentist maybe. And I noticed like, if I bit the inside of my cheek, I kind of couldn't bite it. All red flags, I know. Everyone's like, that's really bad, Cassie. I know. All red flags that I ignored because I was tired, and it was like midnight and we got babies. Like, I'm very thankful that we were at my mom's house, but I definitely was thinking like, I'm not leaving. Like, I'm not going to the ER for this, okay? So I go to sleep. And at 1:45, I wake up to Iris waking up. And I go, oh, Iris is up, my baby. And I could tell I don't feel that great, but I feel fine. Like, I'm breathing, I'm fine. And it's 1:45 in the morning. I decide I need to go in and get Iris and put her back to bed because she woke up. Totally fine. As I get up though, I realize I am very woozy. I wanna say woozy is the word. Dizzy maybe? Maybe low blood pressure is probably the correct idea of what I'm thinking about now. Like, low blood pressure. I was definitely like, whoa, whew, you know? And I can tell that I'm breathing a little bit heavy, but it's okay. I decided I really need to put my baby back down to bed. You know, just that mom instinct where you're like, I'm fine, I'll just do this real quick, and then I will deal with my problem. Well, I go into her room and I pick her up, and immediately I start like that. I start doing that, and that's not good. But I continue to sit down and I start nursing her, and all I'm thinking in my head is, I'm not feeling good. And I'm thinking, maybe I need to throw up. Like, maybe I have food poisoning is what I was thinking. Because I'm breathing heavy almost, and I'm starting to feel that panicky feeling like maybe I need to throw up, or maybe I need to go to the bathroom. And so not 2 minutes into nursing, I pop Iris off and she starts screaming. I top her off because we're nursing. And she starts screaming, and I lay her down, and I get to the bathroom as fast as I can. And I'm starting to go, I'm wheezing. And for some reason, I still think maybe I just need to go to the bathroom. Like, I really don't feel good, but I cannot go to the bathroom. And I'm now in the bathroom having a full-on wheezing attack. I don't know. I'm breathing like this. And it's very stressful, and it's making me breathe faster. And you know, I can't tell if I'm breathing fast because I'm panicking or if this is truly just what's happening. But either way, I am wheezing and I am gasping now for breath. And so I immediately call Carlos because I'm in the bathroom and I'm on the floor basically. I call him and I tell him to come in, and he rushes in and he's like, oh my God, I need to take you to the emergency room. I'm literally wheezing. It's really bad. And I look back on it, it's very stressful. So immediately Carlos is like, I need to take you to the emergency room. This is not good. And, hold on, like, I don't want to go to the emergency room. Like, I can't breathe. I don't even know, like, the drive. Am I gonna make this drive right now? You're kidding? I'm also like, I don't have a shirt on, I'm in a bra, I have no shoes, I have no glasses or contacts, you know, and I'm wheezing, so I can't do anything. Well, he calls my mom not 1 minute later, he called my mom, and my mom and dad come rushing out. It's now 1:50 in the morning, by the way, and Iris is screaming right next to us in the other room. And my mom's like, are you having a panic attack? And I'm like, and everyone just decides Cassie needs to go to the emergency room. Which I do. I'm not breathing properly. I am wheezing. I'm obviously having a full-blown allergic reaction to what I can only imagine is shellfish. And so we decide that we're gonna take me to the emergency room. Mom and dad are gonna stay with baby. Carlos is trying to rush me out the door, and I'm still wheezing by the way. He manages to get a shirt on me, but I literally go out shoeless. I go out with no contacts or glasses even at that. I could grab nothing. I have nothing. He gets a shirt on me, that's it. The moment we step outside, it is very cold outside and I immediately get a breath of air actually. For some reason, the moment we went outside, it started to immediately clear up. But we still I'm still catching my breath. We get into the car and I immediately start feeling a lot better. So it's crazy because it's like, as soon as I went outside, I was like, wait, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Like, I don't know if I want to go to the emergency room anymore, but I can tell that I am still kind of breathing a little bit weird. And I can tell that at this point I can agree that I'm obviously swollen inside my mouth. I obviously have something going on with my face. So even though I was starting to feel a bit better, we still decided to take me to the emergency room. By the time we get to the emergency room, I am definitely feeling not normal, but I am feeling well enough to be around. Carlos did not feel like he had to rush me in anymore, which is great because we had a hard time finding the emergency room anyways. So thank God I wasn't actually having a full-blown anaphylactic attack because that would have been really scary. But I get to the emergency room and I tell them all my symptoms. They obviously write it down as an allergic reaction. They cannot say what it was. However, the only logical reaction is obviously that it was something to do with shellfish. That's all I ate that day. All I ate that day was a lobster sandwich for lunch. Then I had so much crab for dinner. I had a little bit of shrimp. Sure, I had like a bunch of sausage and like potatoes, but like literally all I ate was a ton of crab. Oh, and so yeah, so I'm at the hospital. They give me a steroid shot. I get a steroid shot in my arm, which hurt so bad, by the way. Like, I also got put on prednisone for 5 days, which I actually just finished that dose today when I'm filming this. And now I am on the hunt to figure out if I am actually allergic to shellfish, which means I have to go see an allergist, go get blood work done, and figure out if I actually developed a shellfish allergy at the age of 27 years old. At this point, when it was 2 in the morning, it was my wedding anniversary. Later that day, Carlos and I had plans to go to a beautiful seafood sushi restaurant for our anniversary. What I am very thankful for is that my ER trip was super fast. It was 1:45 when I woke up for Iris, and I was home by 3 a.m. So all within an hour, I had this issue, went to the ER, got a steroid shot, got discharged, came home, and got Iris back down for bed because my dad could not get her back down. So I'm very thankful that it was a very short trip. No one even knew we went to the ER because we were literally there for not even an hour. Yeah, so apparently, here's your PSA, you can develop a shellfish allergy at the ripe age of 27 years old. And apparently that's how most allergies like that pop up. You most likely get these as an adult. I guess we will find out for sure later. I can't imagine if this was a one-time thing. I am very afraid to even touch shellfish right now. I do think that was very scary. Even before I had the wheezing, that night before I even went to bed, I was like, I am never eating crab again. Like, I feel awful. I was so itchy and uncomfortable. I was like, even if I don't have further issues, I don't want this anymore. I was pretty convinced even before I went to bed that I was obviously having an allergic reaction. I just did not expect for it to get worse, especially since it was so many hours had gone by. I had dinner at 6 p.m. and I didn't have the wheezing until almost 2 a.m. That's 8 hours later, you know? And then I didn't even start getting a lot of symptoms until 8 or 9 p.m. So, you know, it was a very delayed reaction where I was like, this can't be happening, you know, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And then obviously I went to bed after taking Benadryl and I woke up with the wheezing. So that's very, very crazy, very scary. Later that day, Carlos and I go to downtown Nashville for our wedding anniversary. We went to a steakhouse and yeah, so that is my story of how I ended up in the ER at 2 in the morning on my wedding anniversary in Tennessee for a possible shellfish allergy. Well, anyways, guys, leave down in the comments if you guys are allergic to anything, and if you guys are, how old were you when you guys discovered it? Tell me all of your guys' stories. I want to read them down below. I am headed in for blood work to go get allergy tested for shellfish. I'd be very interested to see if this is a true allergy, one-time thing. Can I narrow it down to something specific? I do love seafood and I love shellfish, so big bummer, but my health is very important as well. Well, anyways, guys, I'm gonna go and wrap up this video. Hope you guys liked this story time. If you guys did, smash that thumbs up button, and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye, guys.